Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon.
What's up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Pokemon Sun and Moon video. Alright, so I know this is hella late, because this information came out like Thursday, and it's like Sunday, probably Monday by the time you watch this video. Sorry, but I've been having some technical issues. Alright, so the information they brought out two trailers. One in America, which gave you pretty much everything, and one in Japan, they gave you a bunch of small things. So here's the American version, or here's basically what we got. So they officially we got the official names for the legends. We got the rival, we got some other characters. I'm gonna blow through real quick, but the main important part of this video is the map, the picture of the Alola region. So I'm gonna blow through this to get to the big stuff. So first off, we have Solgaleo, who is the Sun Legendary. His name was trademarked a couple months ago by a Japanese lawyer in, working for Nintendo to kind of like keep it on the low. But yeah, so Solgaleo is his name. He is a Steel Psychic type, and this is the thing that's been kind of blowing up the world here. It's like, why is he a Steel Psychic type? Like, I somewhat understand the Psychic typing, because for some reason Celestial Legends get pit with the Psychic type. I would think Fairy feels Celestial, but Psychic is okay too. But Steel, why the Steel type? I don't understand that. Like, he's the Sun Pokemon, but he's weak to Fire. I'm like, I don't really understand that concept. And his special move is Sun Steel Strike, which I believe, I can't remember what it does. But his ability is Full Metal Body, which basically is like a souped up version of Clear Body, which basically allows him to not be affected by moves or abilities that change his status, his stats. So things like, they give you an example like Salamence's Intimidate won't phase Solgaleo. So the Moon Legendary is Lunala. Its typing is Dark Ghost, which is Ghost Psychic. Sorry, probably should have been something like Dark Ghost, but it's Ghost Psychic. So that means it will get body bagged, like ended by Dark and Ghost moves. So that sucks to be it. But its special ability is Shadow Shield, which basically it protects it from. It basically cuts down on the amount of damage it receives when it's at full health. So this is definitely something that it can spam, because it'll more than likely get Moonlight. Like, I would be shocked and awed if it didn't get Moonlight. And the same thing with Solgaleo, if Solgaleo didn't get Morning Sun. But definitely with Lunala having this typing, if it does not get Moonlight, I would be like, this is ridiculous. This Pokemon is broken. It's just nope. Because now give it this ability and give it Moonlight, and it could definitely spam that. It could definitely like take some damage, Moonlight back up, deal out some more damage to whatever comes next. And it could, if it has pretty good stats, it could do that. Then we have a couple character reveals. They revealed Lily is Kukui's mysterious assistant, who, one thing that caught my eye about her is she's not dressed like anybody else. So she's dressed like she too may be a foreigner like you. So maybe she comes from Kalos, because she does have that kind of, fashionista type of thing going. She's got like the skirt and the big the big brim hat and stuff. She looks like she might come from Kalos, so maybe she's a plant from Team Flare. Maybe Team Flare has her in Kukui's office, in Kukui's employ, in order to steal information about Solgaleo. Not quite sure, but she has a part in the story. Then of course you have Hau, your rival, who is he's a big food fan. Alright, and last but not least, as far as this quick stuff, is we have Rotom. So Rotom, your Pokédex is a Rotom now, which it's interesting. I mean, not necessarily something phenomenal, like, oh my god, it's game changing or game breaking, or, you know, it's gonna be you have a companion now, which is different. It's gonna be interesting. So it's not just your Pokemon companion, it's a companion you can actually talk to. Now, if this thing is gonna be annoying, then that could suck. You know, this is a Pokemon game. Alright, this is not a Zelda game. You're not allowed to have an annoying companion in this game. Okay. Alright, so now we get to the big stuff. The big stuff. The main event, the stuff we've been waiting on, and this is the map of the Alola region. So like we speculated before, it's going to be multiple islands. They only showed one island before. It definitely was going to be multiple islands anyway. So from the looks of it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 big islands, one man-made island, island, and we have 2 islands, one to the west of the, well, basically one to the far left-hand side of the screen, and another small island in the top right-hand corner of the screen. It's kind of like blocked off by fog. So it's probably something special there that we're not supposed to see yet. But let's hop on into this. So, alright, so what we have here is we got the first island, which I've already gone over in the previous video. Now, I think the next island you're going to go to is the one to the right. So I think you're going to go from this island, then you're going to go to the right, then you're going to go southeast to the right again to this island, and then you're going to circle around and go across the water, going left to this island, you know, where you'll eventually end up at the Elite Four. But yeah, so this island here, let's just take a look at this here. Alright, so some interesting things we can see before we go into the individual islands. All three of the islands have these blue houses here. They're basically going to be your docks. So, you know, more than likely before you get to the third island, you're not going to have surf. So you're going to have to use boats to travel back and forth. The boats are going to leave from the blue dock and land at the blue dock on each island. But yeah, so the second island you get to is going to be this one right here. We see here there's an active volcano, and it seems to be, looks like it's maybe broken in half. Maybe it blew up and broke in half, or maybe this is because of something else. You know, we all know that Volcanion can break mountains with his steam cannon. Maybe that's something that happened here, because you can see that there's like that technically this right here is supposed to be part of this island, but something happened and it broke off. It could be an eruption, or it could be something else that happened. Maybe, you know, Volcanion broke it for whatever reason. But you do have an active volcano here, which is also, you know, you see that area in the trailer as well. You know, in parts of the trailer, you see that orange background where it's definitely going to be a lava area. So you're definitely going to have to climb this volcano for some reason. There's a little bit west of that, there is what looks like a house with a red roof. Not sure if it's a Pokemon gym or some kind of other facility, but it's probably definitely connected to this rock formation over here, which could be hot springs. I mean, because there's definitely a lot of geothermal stuff going on this island, and you know, they could definitely pipe that hot steam, you know, to this area here and make some hot springs. You know, or it could be something else, and I'm just thinking way too hard into that. You go south of that, and you have what looks like a little lagoon area. It looks like you know, there's a small town to the east of that lagoon area. You know, so that could be another one of the towns or cities that you'll find on this island. One of your Pokemon gyms could be there. It does seem big enough to facilitate a gym, possibly. You know, then you go over to the east of that, and we see what looks like the biggest town area on this island at the foot of the volcano. I don't think that's a Pokemon gym. I do think that is probably an institute, like maybe a geothermal energy institute, or it could be the power plant of this area, because I could definitely see them using the volcano for geothermal power. But yeah, I don't think it's a Pokemon gym. But I do think it will have some big part of the story, because it's one of the most prevalent buildings on this island. It's also, you see another building beside it, which could be a Pokemon gym or it could be something else. And it is part of what looks like a couple of other buildings. I don't think this is a town, so I don't think like people live here. I think this is mainly to study the volcano or to use it for energy. Then you come a bit south of that area and you see what looks like a resort. So you see that there's like a resort here. There's a big giant building, which could be a hotel. I don't think that's the hotel from the original footage, the original concept art back from a couple months back, but it is a hotel. You see, there's a little beach sitting area and what looks like a golf course. I would love to see how that plays into everything. What's going to go on with the golf course? Is it going to be some sort of Pokemon mini game? I don't know. But it also looks like the water around here is barred off. So maybe this is going to be a special fishing area. Or it was definitely something involving the resort though. Then there's a bridge to go across here. So maybe you won't be able to access this northern area to actually be able to come around and go down to the resort, because there's a bridge here, so you'll probably have to use the bridge to access the resort. But you go there and you go across the bridge and there's another town. So that's another like cityscape town thing right here. This is probably the first area you're going to get to on the island, because you see the little blue house. That is definitely the dock, so this is probably your first spot. I don't know why I started from the top and went down, but yeah, this is probably going to be the first place you hit on the island. You do see that right there is probably the big white building from the concept art. It could be some sort of resort as well, because you do see there's a little pool off to the side. But yeah, there's definitely a town here. Or it could be a Pokemon gym. It seems big and like prestigious for a Pokemon gym, but another thing is this could be kind of like the last Pokemon gym. I could definitely see like the 8th Pokemon gym leader having a big uber gym, and maybe you get here and you can't go to that gym just yet, and you have to proceed and go on and then come back to this area to beat this gym. That would be interesting. And then you go south to the south portion of the island. You see another town. This one looks more Asian inspired. And it's kind of weird because this one is Asian inspired, but on the other island there's a pagoda, but the town's not Asian looking. Not quite sure why. But this one has what appears to be its own personal dock with an older looking boat, and probably a fishing boat, on the side of it right over here. So maybe there'll be another way for you to leave the island, or maybe you'll have to go out to the ocean and do something specific. And they also have a lighthouse. And what appears to be another structure here. Now, the picture I have is zoomed in, and I can't quite make out what this is. But it does look like it could be the entrance or exit to something. So I'm thinking this area here, this like grassy, hilly looking area, could very well be a cave of some kind. And this could be the exit of the cave. So maybe you'll go in through an entrance in the town, go through the cave and exit out right here, and then come back around to the town, or you leave the town, come around, But yeah, definitely this is definitely some sort of cave. Then we go on to the next island, which is the 3rd island. We see here, this one has some pretty interesting stuff on it as well. So we're gonna start off where you first get to the island with the little blue house here, and there is a town. Now there's a town here, and there's a pagoda. I'm not quite sure what's up with the pagoda. More than likely it's a temple. Maybe this involves the 3rd legend, because it's green, and green seems to be the motif of this area. None of the legends we've seen are green, and green could definitely represent Earth. So maybe this is a shrine dedicated to the Earth legendary. So we have Sun, Moon, and Earth. You know, a lot of people are saying that the Earth Legendary could be Zygrade, since he didn't have any significance in X and Y. Well, not a huge amount of significance in the X and Y games. Maybe his significance will come in here as being the Earth Legendary in this trio. And this could be a shrine to Zygrade, which would be interesting. I mean, I don't think I've ever done that before. But the town looks interesting, and that right there is more than likely a Pokemon gym. Now, it's probably not the first Pokemon gym. It could be like maybe the second or the third Pokemon gym, but I believe that's definitely a Pokemon gym right there. Now, if you go down the road a little ways, you see what looks like some sort of research facility. Because you look at it, it's a blue building. It's weird. It has what looks like satellites on top of it. And there's also like 4 little stone formations, so they could be tiki statues. And there's a Pokemon Center right beside it, so definitely you're definitely gonna have to climb this mountain. More than likely, you know, you're either climbing the mountain or there's gonna be a cave that you have to go in and go up to go and get to this facility, which will probably somehow involve the evil team. If you go south of the town, you see what looks like an observatory. You know, so I mean, there is an observatory in Hawaii, and this looks like an observatory of some sort. It does have some like little structures and things around it, and if you go, you know, to the southeast of it a bit, you see this kind of brown-looking terrain. We do see something like that in the trailer. If you continue going south, you will see another town with a purple roof building, which could be another Pokemon gym. I'm not quite sure, because I don't think this is really a town, because there's no buildings. We see these things here, but they look like, to me, like trailers. They look like research trailers, like, you know, maybe this is an archaeological site. And this do seem like they're digging into the mountain, because there's like a weird, like, desert plateau area right here. So it looks like maybe they're digging into the mountain for something. This could be where you get your fossil Pokemon, or this could have some relevance to the story. And then coming more to the west, we have some pretty interesting stuff here. Now to the south, you have this blue building and whatever is going on here. Now this looks more like a temple of some sort. You know, this than like a normal building. It doesn't appear to be a town, because it appears to have structures, but they all seem to be stone structures. So I'm not quite sure what that is. And then, you know, in the ocean, there is a platform, and it looks like a platform for Pokemon battling. So maybe this is a gym. My theory is maybe these random platforms you see, could be areas where you would battle your rival. But this could definitely be a Pokemon gym, and you know, maybe the gym leader doesn't have an actual building, and he battles you here on this platform because it's an island and there's not a lot of space in towns and stuff like that. Then we go back up north. You see a Pokemon Center and another platform. Now this one does not have any markings on it, so this one is probably not for battling. This is probably for something else. Maybe something that's not in the game yet. Maybe something they don't want to show us. And then there seems to be like another temple building like place right above that. Now this is definitely probably a temple, because it looks purely made out of stone. So I'm thinking it's a temple. And then of course there's what looks like an elevator here that goes up the mountain, but I'm going to get up there later. Now when you go further out here, you see there's a series of islands, and then there's a platform. Now what I think is going to happen here, somewhere in here or somewhere involving this temple, you're going to get surf. Because this is the third island. You're going to be fairly through the game at this point. You're going to get surf, because I don't think there's a boat that's going to take you to the fourth island. I think you're going to have to surf there, or possibly fly there. But more than likely surf, because that's probably why they have this area kind of cordoned off, so you can just kind of like surf here and like go pick up, go to these different islands. Maybe there's something new going on with surf that you're going to have to learn before they throw you out into the open ocean. Maybe they're bringing back dive. That could be why there's the water are different colors. So, you know, you have your deep water and then you have your shallow water. That could be the case. But there is another platform out here, and you can faintly see that there seems to be some markings on there. So maybe another Pokemon battle will take place out here. Then if you go north of that, you see another, what looks like another Pokemon Center, and this time a high-tech looking, what they call it, looking trailer. Not quite sure what this is, but it looks like it could be involving them studying whatever this is here. So this is another platform, and there are 8, looks like stone, either the stone like giant tablets, or they're stone structures of some sort surrounding this platform. Not quite sure what it is. The mist kind of covers, you know, this area a bit, so it's a little bit hard to see what it is, what's going on there. But it probably has some relevance to the story. And then you go on top of the mountain where you see another Pokemon Center and some other stuff that's going on. So you're definitely going to be going up the mountain as well. And last but not least, on this island we have the town. So there's a town here that's completely walled off. Now the civilization guy in me is saying that this is some sort of defensive position. So I know from playing years of Civilization, it's a lot easier to defend an island. And definitely the landing points on the island, you want them to be defended. I usually put fortresses there. So this could be a fortress or an ancient fortress of some kind that they just converted into a town. Now remember, in Kalos, they were talking about a war. They talked about wars in Kalos. Maybe the war Kalos had was with Alola. And this place was a converted fortress from that war. You know, that's the only thing I can think of that would explain having a high-walled city in a Pokemon game. So next we leave that island and we go to the 4th island. This is more than likely the final island. Well, maybe not the final island. Maybe there's something else they didn't show us, because I don't think they will show us everything. But this island has some pretty interesting stuff. So we see here first, we see this mountain with this platform. This is definitely the one that we see from the trailer pictures with Solgaleo and Lunala. So this is definitely where you get them. That's why I believe this is going to be the last island, because by the time you get here, your Pokemon are going to be pretty well leveled. They're going to be doing pretty good. So this is where you're going to meet your legendary Pokemon. The evil team will probably be defeated here in some capacity, and that's it. You know, you're gonna be able to go on to the Elite Four or do whatever else you have to do. But yeah, that's definitely what that mountain place is right there. The terrain here looks different. It looks like, it doesn't look like lava, but it looks like a weird orange. Maybe this is a desert terrain or a savanna type terrain. And even weirder, there's this weird tree here, and there's definitely some significance to this tree, because it looks like there's light coming down to the tree. Now I could just be thinking way too much into this, but this could be like a symbol for like the world tree, which is what the X and Y, you know, mythos was based off of. You know, and if that's the case, then Zygrade would definitely be involved in the game, possibly with this tree in some way. You know, that's my theory there. I'm probably thinking it's probably just a freaking tree. I'm just looking too much into it, but it looks like, I mean, this tree is taller than the mountain. You know, there's a tree that's taller than the mountain on the island. It's gotta have some sort of significance. And it looks different from all the other trees. You know, you don't see any other massive tree. And look at the light. It looks like heaven's light is gracing the tree. You know, I mean, it's something. It's got to be something. So then we come around to the eastern portion of the island, and we have these weird kind of like black rocks. Now I'm not quite sure what this is. This could be involved in another legendary Pokemon in the game that hasn't been announced yet. But you do see steam coming out, so these are probably geysers. So more geothermal activity here. They are islands, so islands are created from volcanoes. So that could be why the terrain is brown and there's steam here, but maybe there's an active volcano under this island. We see here that there's no dock on this island. So there's no little blue docking place here. There's this green place that has these two tents here, and you know, you land here. Now maybe you'll get a boat to come here, but more than likely I think you're gonna have to surf or fly to come here, because there's not a lot of buildings. I don't think this island is inhabited by very many people, other than the people who work in this Pokemon Center right here. So yeah, I think this island is mainly a wild island with Pokemon and things like that. This will probably be a place where you'll go and train before you go to the Elite Four or before you meet the Legends. You know, there's also the small island off to the west of this. I don't see much here, but this could also be, you know, maybe for a future event or a legend of some kind. And then we get to the center. So the man-made island more than likely is the Elite Four. Now I'm not sure why it's two buildings instead of just one building, but it's more than likely maybe it has something involved with the evil team. You know, maybe the evil team is controlling the Elite Four, or you know. Oh, thank you for ruining my video. But yeah, so or either the big building is kind of like Victory Road that will lead you to the little mansion back there, which is going to be the Elite Four. Whew! Alright, so I have not done a video this long in a long time, but it was a lot to talk about. So, yep. So sorry about the long video. I'll try to edit it down as much as I can. But that's about it though. I hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it real.